That's it.
Coweta County School System just completed an 18-month, $23.3 million renovation, modification, and addition to Northgate High School, expanding its capacity and reinvigorating staff, teachers, and students. A new classroom wing for arts and academics showcases the expansion.
It's a much larger space, a lot more storage for us, well acoustically designed. We got some new sound paneling in. The kids are really enjoying it. And it's a much better fit for the program.
Well, it provides them a space to work as a team and use their brain in a different capacity than maybe they do in their other classes. You're never really singled out by yourself, so you can learn skills on an individual level, but in a safe community group. So it provides sort of like a team atmosphere, but it also gives kids an expressive outlet, so they're learning music, but they're also making friends, so it's not just we sing for the entire 90 minutes. We're doing other creative projects as well.
It's a little bit more of a lighthearted environment. They can listen to music and have their, be in their own little headspace, or they can engage in conversation with their classmates, so it's a different type of learning environment. But they're also learning how to interact with one another and be, active, engaged learners.
I am the caterpillar, kiddo. Your wonder of wonders.
A new adventure. That's the best thing. I went to Northgate, so I graduated in 2008, and then I came back, and so I've been in the old room for 10 years. So I'm excited for a new adventure. I'm excited to build something and grow something new in this room.
Croquet is so 19th century. I want to play Simon Says.
And then something else that we're wanting to do is to have actual productions in the classroom, so to be able to put 40 to 50 bodies in the room as they're watching a show.
Well, it
gives us the opportunity. We host a marching contest here. It gives us the opportunity to have a much better facility to do that with the new room. It just gives us a lot of expansive opportunities.
So we can have several things happening at once in different areas of the classroom, and the actual room lends itself to ensemble rehearsal a lot better. It's a lot more flexible space because it was designed for this type of use. So we can have an actual choir rehearsal versus standing in a group and kind of piecing it together.
Oh, it's a great feeling. We finally got something we feel like is worthy of the kids and the work that they've done and the program that they've built. So it's fun to have a building and a facility that reflects that.
And so to have a real space, I'm so grateful, but it's very overwhelming because I can say, go grab a music stand, and there's an entire 40 music stands to pick from, whereas we had like 3 broken ones before.
It allows me an opportunity to teach better and allows the students a better opportunity to learn, and they feel special in here. Does that make sense? You're gonna make me cry. Yeah, because I think they feel special when they walk in and welcomed, and like it's a real art room. And as an artist, it's important to have a studio space and a studio feeling, and I think it makes them more apt to be engaged in the process, because it's like, oh, we're in a real art room, let's make art. I just think it makes for a much happier learning environment and nurturing environment. So.
We're joined now by Northgate High School Principal Ashley Wilkes. Ashley, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you here today. And Ashley, we just saw a pretty cool feature that showcases some pretty awesome new facilities at Northgate. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We were really excited to open our 600 building, and it's made an impact for our whole entire campus. It's bigger, it's brighter, has given us the space that we need to expand. And we're excited to get in there and start classes.
Yeah, and this is where I got to get my plug in, of course, all funded by eSplost.
Yes.
So we were able to go in with eSplost funds that were approved by voters in the community and renovate spaces, renovate the entire campus, but also add to the campus. Let's talk specifically about that 600 wing. What all's in there?
Well, it encompasses a lot, actually. It has our new band room, which is larger to, again, help our growing campus because our numbers are growing in band. It has our new theater space, our new chorus space, 4 additional classrooms, 2 art rooms, and 2 science rooms. So it's really all encompassing in one building.
Yeah, and you mentioned a couple of growing programs,
Yes.
and this allows us the ability to grow the campus overall. How many students you have there now?
Absolutely, right at 2,000.
Ah.
So we're up in numbers, but it's been great, and I think it speaks to, like you mentioned too, the renovations. One of the pieces we're making the hallways larger. So it was things that were put into place before the growth. So once we added those additional students, it was very seamless, and it's been a great transition.
Yeah, finally over that 2,000
Yes.
mark. I know that's something you guys have been gearing toward for a while, and this allows you the ability to grow even more than
Even
that.
more, right? And we have new students enrolling every single day, and so we still have some spaces that we can utilize when we grow classrooms for the next couple years, and we're ready for it.
You know, that's a theme that I hear from principals when I talk to them all over the district is we are growing.
Yes.
That overall number back above 23,000. I checked actually yesterday, and we're at our high number that we've ever been, a little bit over
Right.
23,100. So
Right.
it's interesting that you're seeing that too.
Right, and we had 3 new students enroll today, and all from out of state actually. So they're coming, but again with the facilities to invite them in and really make an impact on their education.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I know, you've been at Northgate for a while, and I know you were planning for this renovation and addition. What long-term goals are the new facilities allowing you to begin to realize?
I think it's just realizing the investment we can make into those programs, like you mentioned. So expanding theater and expanding our fine arts programs to offer more advanced courses. We have space to do those things now. In our science labs, and we were able to outfit those to possibly offer different courses in the future. So, I think a great thing about Coweta County is we find ways to meet the needs of all of our students. And so part of that is facilities and making sure we have the buildings to also support those programs. So it's long-term, we can put some things in place.
And you mentioned, the science labs. We have to mention the food labs.
Oh, yes.
And back in 300,
right.
Those are awesome.
That's amazing. We actually, today, they're moving in because we got a new kitchen. That was part of the renovation. So they're unpacking today and getting in there. And our FACS department is growing astronomically. I mean, that family consumer sciences, our numbers are just bounding. And it provides more space for that and more cooking, and it's really a lot of energy on campus.
And there are lots of other features there. I mean, an upgraded bus loading zone,
Yes.
additional parking
Yes.
spaces.
Yes.
So, from an operations and safety perspective, talk about some of the things that we've done up there to improve both the physical plant from an operations standpoint, but also security.
Sure, I think that's part of a big discussion. Obviously, this summer through the training we received at central office with safety, but when you're looking at 2,000 students on campus, I mean, that changes traffic, it changes entrances and exits. But again, with the additional parking, that was huge. Our bus loading now can accommodate, I think we have 18 buses in our first load, so it gets them home a lot quicker, which is nice. And then part of it also was we had the installation of a buzzer system at our front door, and that has been huge. They actually can buzz into attendants to enter the building, and they actually have to buzz into the front office. So it's made that secure vestibule a good point just for safety for the whole campus.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that you make. Northgate really now has that secure vestibule where if you come in the front, you're
We know
stopping
you're there.
and being buzzed
Absolutely.
in. Not to mention upgraded security features as far as additional cameras,
Yes.
operating system, those types of things.
Yes.
So it's a pretty good deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, peace of mind, I think, for everyone. And I know I was out there, I think the first day of school, and we're looking at, things as simple as how we've widened some hallways,
Yes.
widened out the cafeteria,
Yes.
improved some sight lines so you can see from one end of the building to the next.
Absolutely.
Tons of things there.
And it's adjustments that may seem small, but they're very thought out and planned out, and so it doesn't make an impact once we're all in the building together.
Yeah, I think one thing that's interesting to point out, I mean, it's well thought out renovation. Many years of planning made this renovation a reality. And it's other things, air conditioning units, heating units, things
Lighting.
I mean, because Northgate was built in '96,
Yes.
and this is the first full renovation that it's had because we keep those campuses on a schedule.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, new lighting, that was a huge thing. Now we have LED lighting, on every single hallway, and so that makes a huge impact. Our AC units, we got rekeyed as well. So from a safety standpoint, we were able to go through and get new doors and new locks, and so that adds a layer. So it was well thought out, attention to detail, and it's really let us have a great start to the school year.
So it was time. Why was it
Yes.
time? You were there before the renovation.
I was. You know, I think a student made a quote to me one of the first days of school is, I finally feel like I'm in high school. Like, I feel like I'm in high school now. And it was a 25-year-old building, and it was time that it caught up to our growing campus and our growing needs as a district. And it meets all of our needs now. And I think most importantly, it meets the needs for the future too.
Yeah.
So we can grow into it, which I think is important.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's important to remind everyone of is you know, we keep our campuses on a schedule for routine maintenance and renovations. About every 25 or so years, that full renovation comes along. We do smaller things along the way, such as painting, floor covering from time to time. But really, you get to about 25 years in the life of a school,
ready.
It is time, and it was time there.
And it was. And, you know, I think I can't say enough about the process and just being able to get the refresh. Because like you said, it's not only our new building, but it was a renovation of the whole building. I mean, even the internal. And so it was time for it, but again, it was done in a way that we can grow into it for the next 25 years.
Yeah, and I think that planning component is a really important piece. We're set up now at Northgate specifically to be able to grow some. Now, students determine what we do.
Exactly.
You registered 3 today. If that keeps up all year, my goodness. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, but it does allow Northgate to be able to plan for that additional growth in the future so you can continue to serve the kids on the north end of the county.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, thank you for what you do. It's been a tremendous start to the school year. I know new and renovated facilities are a part of that, but it's also a result of a lot of good work by a lot of really good people up there. So thank you for what you've done to ensure a smooth start.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You got it. We'll be back. Folks, I encourage you, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. The more people we can reach, the more we can get the word out about the great stories that are going on in the Coweta County school system. That YouTube channel is CCS-TV.